In a corner of Africa where the world's cameras have been largely kept out for more than 2 years, the people of Sudan are enduring a nightmare that defies comprehension. Sky News correspondent Yusra Elbajer has traveled deep into North Darfur, a region once considered virtually unreachable for international journalists. Her mission, to document the harrowing reality faced by tens of thousands of civilians trapped by Sudan's brutal civil war, a war that has already displaced millions, starved countless families, and left entire communities clinging to life amid violence and fear. What Yusra encountered was a humanitarian catastrophe unfolding in real time. Displacement camps, scattered across the arid landscape of Darfur, are overflowing with people who fled their homes with nothing but the clothes on their backs. Mothers cradle malnourished children whose eyes tell stories of hunger and trauma. Elderly men and women sit silently in the dust, too exhausted or traumatized to speak. For many, these camps are the last fragile barrier between survival and death. Survivors shared accounts that are almost unbearable to hear. They speak of torture carried out in secret detention sites, where paramilitary fighters use beatings, electric shocks, and psychological abuse to terrorize civilians. They describe systematic rape, often used as a weapon of war to break communities and inflict lasting fear. They recount episodes of forced starvation, where armed groups deliberately cut off food, water, and medical aid to besiege neighborhoods in a calculated effort to crush resistance. These are not isolated acts of cruelty but part of a broader pattern of violence that has turned daily life into a fight for dignity and existence. The civil war in Sudan erupted after a power struggle between rival military factions. The Sudanese Armed Forces and the Rapid Support Forces, RSF, spiraled into open conflict. What began as political tension has devolved into a nationwide disaster. Entire cities have been reduced to rubble. Markets once bustling with trade now lie empty, echoing only with the sound of gunfire and the cries of the displaced. Hospitals, where they still function, operate without electricity or basic medical supplies. Children grow up surrounded by the sights and sounds of war, their futures darkened by trauma and deprivation. For journalists, gaining access to regions like North Darfur has long been nearly impossible. Checkpoints, armed militias, and deliberate information blockades have kept much of the suffering hidden from global view. Yusra Elbajer's journey into these camps is not just an act of reporting, it is an act of defiance against silence. Her footage and interviews offer some of the clearest evidence yet of the atrocities being committed and the urgent need for international attention. The testimonies she recorded are both heartbreaking and courageous. A young mother, her voice trembling but steady, described how paramilitaries storm